Hello, hello. I finished my very first full bullet journal. In November I did a Rick and Morty theme. It was very colourful, featuring a lot of the characters from the show. My weekly spreads were very ambitious. I had a meal plan in which I would cook 3 recipes a week, make 4 to 6 portions and eat them throughout the week, freezing the rest. As you can see, I did fall off the bandwagon towards the end of the month, but that's okay. Don't put too much pressure on yourself when it comes to bullet journaling. It's good to have an aim, but you know, life happens as well. This was also the year I participated in Inktober for the first time. You're given a prompt word every day to make a sketch, and I'm really proud of myself that I saw the whole project through, making 31 sketches throughout the month of October. December was, and probably still is, my favourite theme to date. It's an ode to my favourite murder. Looking back through the whole bullet journal, I think all of my favourite months are monochrome or greyscale. With the absence of colour, you have to be a little bit more creative. Setting up 2019, there are things that I like, but things that I'll probably leave behind. For example, this life goals and books spread. I didn't really use much throughout the year, so I'm not taking that forward. January was dedicated to Parks and Rec, which remains to this day my favourite TV show. This was the first month I tried a more free-flowing theme for the weekly spreads. This particular spread with the recipe on the left and the week's events on the right is just so pleasing to me. I really love the way it turned out. February was an Art Deco theme inspired by the show Peaky Blinders. I incorporated some pen drawings of Aunt Polly and Thomas Shelby, and all the fonts were very Art Deco inspired. This was also the month that I took a deep dive into researching on how fast fashion is damaging our world. I've made a visual spread that encompasses a lot of ethical, sustainable clothing brands, so whenever I feel the need to buy something new, I can refer to this page. March was an unforgettable month. I travelled to Rwanda and knew that I'd be very busy throughout the month, so I purposefully made a very simple, quick monochrome theme. Yep, there's not much to say. You could recreate this theme with just one black pen and about half an hour. April was all about noodles and pastel colours. This was the first month that I tried a mood tracker. I initially thought I wouldn't like it, but I actually really like the way a finished mood tracker looks, and I'm enjoying the challenge of coming up with a different visual representation every month. The next month, May, was another food-related theme. My mood tracker this month was a very tall vertical cake, and instead of having different colours to represent different moods, I chose patterns so that I could stick with one pen. I really loved how June turned out. Since the theme was a little more abstract, the planning process did take a little longer, but I'm so happy with it, and I plan on challenging myself more in different ways in the future. The last few pages are just random scribbles and notes, and that's my bullet journal from November through to June. My new journal is from Scribbles That Matter. I'm really enjoying how thick each page is. The ink doesn't bleed through like it does with my old journal. Plus, the size of each spread is bigger, which leaves me a lot more room to be creative. My monthly spread is very similar to the one in my old journal, but instead of fitting 12 months on a double-page spread, I spread it out over 2 spreads because I found I was lacking a little bit of space last year. My next spread is a video planning table. Pretty self-explanatory. I decided to go with a grayscale, no doodle, very simple layout just for the intro pages, as I'll be referencing them throughout the year and I didn't want a theme that I would get bored with. The next 2 pages don't need that much explanation. I have a double-page spread that's left blank to scribble down future theme ideas, plus a Tombow colour swatch page. I'll be referring to this whenever I'm thinking up new colour palettes for different themes. Up next, I have a grid spacing page. This is really useful when I'm setting up a new layout, as I don't have to keep recounting boxes. I'm also keeping a page of films I watched throughout the year, and I'm going to represent these via ticket stubs. Now this page was a little ambitious, but I'm really liking the result. I wanted to keep a record of my favourite podcasts at this point in history. They include such ones as This Podcast Will Kill You, The Moth, Planet Money, and No Such Thing as Fish. I've also kept a box for recommendations, as I'm always interested in what podcasts my friends are listening to. Here is a flip through of my bullet journal so far. Annoyingly, I did record myself setting up the month of July. It took such a long time and I'm very proud of it, but the lighting was so terrible that day. It was very windy and cloudy and the sun was in and out every other minute. In the end, I deemed that footage unusable, so instead I'm just going to talk you through the spreads. The theme was yellow, specifically my favourite yellow elements of summer: sunflowers, lemons and bees. I had a linear monthly spread horizontally across some beautiful sunflowers and wheat. The brain dump page has lemons from different angles, and once complete, the mood tracker will be a honeycomb of different yellows and oranges. Since Scribbles That Matter books have larger page sizes, a Dutch door effect was far easier to achieve. Running along every weekly view, you'll see banners on the left and right that feature all the yellow elements, and then in the middle I've cut out my doors, which are the weeks of July. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a lovely July. Bye!